Jeff Clark. He has been on the receiving end of some of the lawfare used against President Trump. Jeff, thanks for being here. You, along with President Trump, you're one of the co-defendants in the Georgia case. Jeff, Biden likes to say that Trump and the MAGA movement are a threat to democracy, but the real threat is really the weaponization of the justice system.
Absolutely, David, and I'm glad to be here to talk about this. Look, the lawfare against President Trump on about 10 fronts is completely unprecedented in our history. We've never seen anything like it. Early on, I had told people that if they wanted to mount a lawfare effort against President Trump, the optimum number of cases would be about 2, right? One to be their main salvo and then kind of a backup. But they can't help themselves. They've launched civil litigation like the E. Jean Carroll case, like the case in front of Judge Engoron. They've launched criminal matters, 2 from Jack Smith, 1 in Georgia, as you mentioned. It just seems like it's endless. They're going to try to get him however they can. As you said, it's all about stopping the MAGA movement. It's about stopping President Trump. And the media is publishing articles now, the mainstream media, which make clear that this is their objective, because they talk about things like, will the verdicts come or will the results come in time? In time for what? In time for Democrats to try to prevent Donald J. Trump from returning to the White House, David.
Oh, it's a great point. I want to make sure I have the facts exactly right here. The actual legal team, E. Jean Carroll's legal team, wanted $24 million. They got more than 8 times that amount by the jury. And there's a lot more to be said. There was a lot of evidence that wasn't introduced. I mean, if you put it all together, this seems like a setup from the very beginning, Jeff.
It is, and the direction of the 2 verdicts that she got, one for $5 million, right, and then one for a total of $83.3 million. It doesn't make any sense to go from the $5 million to the $83.3 million. Her reputation isn't enhancing itself over time, right? How do you go from an initial award of $5 million and then get something that's orders of magnitude beyond that? It's completely contrary to what I've described, and I won't go into the details with you, but trust me, to the law of preclusion. This is a situation where she's already been paid. She's essentially getting a massive double recovery with a multiplier on it, and it's absurd.
Jeff, and I understand it's sensitive. You can't really talk too much about the Fonnie Willis situation down in Georgia. It's pending. You're in the middle of a legal fight down there, so I get that. But I am curious about your concerns about any sort of Biden administration connections to whether it be Jack Smith or Fonnie Willis, kind of writ large, as to what's going on back channels here. How concerned are you about that? What do you think? How do you view that?
Look, David, I think that there's mounting evidence that there's coordination between the Biden administration and other, state efforts, local efforts to try to get President Trump. I don't want to comment specifically on the Georgia case, but let me say that I'll point to another legal battle I'm facing in this field of lawfare, which is they're trying to take my DC bar license, right? So. Jack Smith's, not before Jack Smith came on the scene, but the Justice Department raided my house, right? And they took all of my electronics, and that happened the day before the January 6th committee had a hearing focused on me, right? So there was clear coordination between DOJ and Congress on that. And then there was similar coordination based on timing of when the DC bar dropped charges against me. They had a kind of refresher hearing attacking me later in the summer of that year. And that was also too coincidental, right? I think all these things are being rigged together to try to bring President Trump down, David.
10 seconds or so. How can people help you out there? Is there some sort of GoFundMe page or some sort of page out there?
Well, thanks, David. They could go to givesendgo.com/Jeff Clark.
I should know. GiveSendGo, not GoFundMe. GiveSendGo. And look up Jeff Clark. Jeff, great to have you here on the show. Appreciate it. Thanks so very much.
Thanks a lot, David.